Hello, Modern here. In today's video I want to show you my take on the Affliction archetype unit I have previously not shown in any of my videos. I absolutely love using this bad boy. Anything without the cleans will be unable to act at all, basically countering a huge chunk of units at once. It lacks a bit of burst damage, but that's all taken care of by never really taking a hit yourself. This is done through guards, buffs and debuffs, which make you practically invulnerable. We also utilize synergies with units that deal additional damage to afflicted targets, so our damage is not as low as it might seem at first. Overall, this unit performs well against most things in the mid and end game. It struggles a bit in the elf zone, but starts to destroy anything later on. Saint Knights can be a pain, but we are bombarding them with debuffs to the point of overwhelming them anyway. They have a limited pool of PP to cleanse their palette. We however have that extra large amount of garbage. We can just keep throwing it at them until something starts to stick. And oh boy, something will stick. And bury them in the debuff sooner than later. Now if you like what I do and want to support me, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I cover all sorts of RPG games, beat strategy, C or RPG on this channel in the form of extensive guides. So thank you very much for supporting me and let's dive into the video. First, what is an endgame squad? The game throws at you 5-man squads at around the end point of Elheim, but that's more around the mid-game point. The endgame truly starts with Albion at the end of Basteria, so that's what I'm going to take a look at. I also want to use named characters without hires as much as possible. Now, but what happened to Lex? Right, this one got a completely new squad. We're going to use this one as a frontline tank with the Hailstorm Edge, providing him with a true strike ability as well as a freeze. We're going to use Defender, basically buffing our physical defense to the high heavens. It's extremely good. If we cannot use this one, we are going to use the Warding Slash, and we have the arrow cover for the backline as well as the quick guard for us. He has a 50% guard rate, so this one is used quite often. We're going to buff his health with the Lifeblood Talisman, the Lapis Pendant to get AP, the Vorpal Shield for more HP as well as a better shield, and the Hailstorm Edge for the high start ability. We are going to combine this one with another frontline tank, the Dark Marquess, but I'm going to talk about this one a little bit later because first I want to take a look at the Druid, which comes with the Dustbow Staff. This one provides us with the Sandstorm ability, basically inflicting blindness on all enemies for free AP, so that's what the purpose of this unit is. We then have the Cursed Swamp ability, which activates at the start of the battle, inflicting a -10 to initiative, as well as 30 evasion minus, as well as -1 PP to cavalry units. This one is an amazing debuff. We're going to replenish our PP with the Were All, which has the ability Restore, activates after an ally uses a passive skill. So we have additionally to this one the Tailwind ability, which is going to buff our initiative in the front row, which is then going to restore additional AP, and we have the Quick Barrier ability afterwards, which is going to provide our frontline tanks or any ally with a 50% damage reduction for one attack. This is contributed through the Defensive Ring. We have the Angel Plum for the Tailwind and the Cornelian Pendant to enable our Dustbound Staff. So this unit is quite amazing. We also have the Compounding Curse, but only as a second action, so you can basically double the effectiveness of our Cursed Swamp, as well as Offensive Curse and Defensive Curse. The Defensive Curse can only be used versus armored targets, so that's also something that you need to be aware of. This one basically locks down the front row and is only used for the guard seals, so they cannot guard, our hits are going to hit. And if we somehow get more AP, we have the Offensive Curse. Now, this combines very well with the Dark Marquise. This one comes with a lot of abilities that have additional potency versus afflicted targets. Especially the Vicious Torment is extremely strong. This one deals 150 physical potency per 2 hits. So it's 300 physical potency with this ability versus a single enemy. We get 1 PP additionally if the target is afflicted. But we are only going to use this one if Deathspin is not going to be used versus a row of 2 plus combatants. We want to use this one to inflict stun on a row of enemies. So with 2 combatants, we get the same damage as this one combined on 2 enemies basically. We're going to otherwise use the Deathspin ability if the targets are not afflicted, but only if there's 2 or more enemies. Otherwise, we're going to use the Carnage ability, which we are going to use without a condition. Then we have an Area Guard to have a guard ability if we do not guard with the percentage. We have Painbringer, which grants us 1 AP, 20 attack and 10 initiative. It's one of the strongest abilities in the game for passive points. And we have the Sanguine Pursuit, which will heal us after an ally attacks. We're going to attack quite regularly with Lags and our Aubin. And this one is going to restore PP versus afflicted targets and heal us. So a very, very strong ability. Our next unit is going to be the Viking. which we use because this one has additional damage versus debuff targets. We debuff targets quite often, so that's an amazing ability. And we're going to inflict enemies with the rolling axe. If we run out of AP, we're going to use the rolling axe to deal additional damage. And we're going to shred physical defense for enemies. Then we have the Vengeful Guard, which if we are going to get hit, we're going to guard. If this happens, we're going to increase our physical attack. For the axe, we're going to use the Meteorite Axe for additional guard rate and HP. If we do not have this one, we are quite squishy, and if there is a rope penetration ability and it's going to hit our legs, we are not going to survive. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. You can use an offensive axe, but I prefer the HP on this one. We have the Carnelian Pendant and the Warrior's Medallion, otherwise to improve our damage. And lastly, we have the Were Owl, which is basically a healer. We have the double heal from the Staff of the Succor, which restores HP to 2 allies. Then we have the extra heal, restoring and buffing our allies. We have the Aurora Veil, which buffs our frontline if the target is below 75 HP, increasing our magic defense and healing. We have the Night Vision for additional accuracy, Quick Barrier with the defensive ring to decrease the damage we take. Then with the Cycle Barrier, which is basically 25% less damage taken for all our allies. And we have the Quick Dispel as well as Restore, which I already talked about. So the Quick Dispel is just removing buffs from a single enemy. Now this sums up the video. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you have not already. You can also support me some more by joining the channel membership, which will allow me to keep making videos. So thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye.
こいつは任せろ。ドラマになってこれをそりゃやりましょう。これをかき乱せ。